abuse currency anyhow, you'll be called to explain, one, how did you get your money? And why are you spending that way? And what lesson or what example are you showing to the society? So
good afternoon, Pastor Logan.
Good afternoon. You're welcome.
The program will start now. Thank you for coming again. Please, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Stephen Ologun, a Nigerian by birth, based in London, United Kingdom, a full-time pastor.
Thank you very much. So, what we were talking about today concerning earpiece, and then we need to commend the so-called effort of earpiece executive officer Allen Oyema for doing a great job to our great nation, because it has been a while now. Airline stopped working from Nigerian to United Kingdom since the days of Arik. First of all, I would like to appreciate the man coming to rescue Nigerian at the time that Nigerian need this aircraft. You know, it's so marvelous, so fantastic. I thank you for that. I listened to one of his interview. He's facing a lot of rival from British Airline and Virgin Airline with any other airline. We all knew or added that his price, you know, reduced compared to Arik and compared to Virgin and the British Airline. But at the cost of it now, he said they're trying to frustrate him, and is in the position to dodge or to escape the frustration in the hands of all other airlines. And we knew that if that frustration succeeded, which means earpiece will now, earpiece will fail. So with it now that earpiece started, flying from Nigeria to United Kingdom, and it's a good achievement to this present administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kenyamo, the so-called Minister of Aviation. So, Pastor Logan, what is your opinion on this earpiece airline?
Thank you. First of all, we just have to appreciate Mr. Allen Oyema for his great contribution to Nigerian economy at this difficult time. I think every Nigerian should be concerned with what can I do to make Nigeria a better country at this time. So our question should be, what can I do to make my country better? And not what can I gain from my country. So if we have this one behind our mind and we put ourselves forward as a problem solver and not a problem creator for Nigeria of today, of course, history will have us in record that at so time in history, so person step forward to help the country get better. I think that is exactly what Mr. Oyema is doing now. And every patriotic Nigeria should celebrate this man and his achievement for the great work he's doing for Nigeria.
Thank you. Now, on this earpiece now, there are some people that take it as tribal, that Yibo. Either you're Yibo, Yoruba, Hausa, we are all one nation, one Nigerian. That's the name that joined every one of us together. You know, I was so, I'm really disappointed with the way I listened to some of these guys, you know, especially one of these actor, I think his name is Anayo or whatever, and so he was saying that if earpiece, the staff, they were wearing Agbada or Buba, concern he wanted to use, his role or his switch to to attack the Yorubas or to attack other Awusas. I think if anybody come out in Nigeria to do a wonderful job, we need to praise him or her for his excellent job, not to criticize. I agree. It has happened in every society. There must be someone to criticize you. Nobody is perfect, on that uniform. But for him to just come out like that, be one of the role model to them, because there's some people see him as a role model. This kind of person, attitude with his behavior is uncalled for. So what can you say concerning this man?
Well, when we look at traditional way of dressing, every traditional style of dressing in Nigeria should be seen as the pride of Nigeria, and not necessarily the dress of that particular region or ethnic group that put on the dress. Take for instance, India. We have different type of tribe as well in India. We have the Punjabi. We have the different types. I don't know them all by heart. So the dressing of one region differs a bit from the other. But if we look at them from outside, we'll say, oh, this is an Indian style of dressing. So we wouldn't say this is Punjabi dressing, or this is this one, or this is that. So we attribute it to India because it brings out the pride of India. So if any part of Nigeria is putting on Nigeria attire, I think it is portraying the glory of the entire Nigeria to the outside world, and not necessarily showcasing the tribe that is noted for that particular dress. So if the style of dressing of earpiece portray any part of Nigerian culture, the entire Nigeria should be proud of that. We should come out and celebrate it. The only concern I will have is for any one doing the job they are doing, they should dress smartly enough and professionally. So we know how inconvenient our traditional agbada is. So I can't expect an air hostess to put on a complete agbada and be doing your 1,500 as we know it, while serving your customers in the airline. So it is it is going to be very, very uncomfortable for the individual, and even for the people you are serving. But apart from that, if there is any other way we can dress more smartly and portray the glory of Nigeria with our traditional dressing, I think it should be a thing of joy for all of us as Nigerians.
Thank you very much. No, thank you very much. Yeah, I listened to people and I heard what they were saying concerning the earpiece, that the reception now was so wonderful, so amazing, so colorful, with our intake. And what is that? Our traditional food that's been served on the inside the plane, that even they were being served with a pounded yam, with nice soup, amola with nice soup, eba, semo, etc., etc. Now, so now at this stage now, if anybody asks you now to pick, the best airline so far now, with kind of that reception. So if I should throw it to you now, that took your earpiece, British Air, and Virgin, with this present moment, so which airline do you like to follow, to fly with?
Thank you. Even if they are not serving food of my favorite, the fact that my own brother stepped forward at such a time as this and come up with the idea of running Lagos to London route Lagos to London is one of the most lucrative route because there has never been a time flying to Lagos that the airline fly empty. None of the airline flying to London to Lagos or any part of Europe to Lagos. There has never been a time KLM, Lufthansa, Iberia, or you name it, any of the airline flying Europe to Lagos. There has never been a time they fly empty. So it is a lucrative route. And we have always had foreign airline flying this route. So if today we have one of us stepping forward to do this business, whether he serve my favorite food or not, even if his ticket is more expensive than others, I will still patronize him because this is our own. And the only way we can make our own to stand is for all of us to stand by him and make his business stand. Because the glory of Airpeace, the success of Allen Onyema in this industry is the success of all of us. It is the glory of Nigeria. It is our pride. So we should come out and support him. If I understand you well, I think he deserves a national appraisal. He deserves a heroic celebration, and he deserves our support as patriotic Nigerian. We should rally around and make sure that this business succeeds. The success of Airpeace is our collective success at this time in history. Because look at it, from the time he came up, I think less than 3 months now, we have seen the impact of his business in all other aviation industry, especially people that travel Europe to Nigeria. So we have seen how all of them are now cutting their prices to attract customers. Now, my question is, are they doing this? Is British Airways, who again, Virgin Atlantic, Air Morocco, Egypt here, and all the rest of them that are cutting prices now, yes. Are they doing it because they love their customer, or they are cutting their price because they want to drive their new competitor out of business? So the answer is simple. The reason why they are cutting price now is because they want to frustrate Airpeace and drive him out of business. So by the time they achieve their aim, the price will go back to what it used to be, which is very, very expensive for us to afford. So if we want to continue to enjoy what we are enjoying now, then we have to make sure that our own succeed. This is a man who is ready to listen to us. This is a man who understands what we all are going through. This is a man who is happy to help us. And I remember one time in history when a group of Nigerians were stranded in one of these foreign countries, I think Libya or so, I can't remember now, during the time of COVID. He single-handedly gave one of his aeroplane to go and bring in our brothers that are suffering. Look, I'm stepping forward. I want to do this for my people. So a man who is that kind, a man who is that patriotic, deserve the appraisal of
national honor.
So he is, as far as I'm concerned, he is my hero.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think now, with what we said about Allen Onyema, this junction, I would like we Nigerians to, to patronize the airline, Airpeace airline, so that it's going to be the glory of we Nigerians. And then this man has come to our aid, either back home or diaspora. And I heard him saying that sooner or later is going to be taking the route down to America, in either New York City or Maryland. And calling all Nigerians, wherever we may be, diaspora, to let us promote the Airpeace for the betterment of our great nation. For our great nation to be sustainable, we need to support the man. He is a great man, a fantastic man, a man with courage that's stepping out to help us. I believe that the journey have started. As this journey started, we shall succeed, and Nigeria will be in a better country for us. So that's what I will tell our people in diaspora and Nigeria. Let us continue to work together as a brothers and sisters. Nigeria belongs to you. It belongs to me. We come from the same nation, better Nigeria. So, Bartologun, what do you want to say for 1 minute before we move to the next
Yes,
topic?
I will say congratulations to Nigerian. Thank you to Mr. Alex Onyema for this great development. And we, as the potential customers, we should continue to do everything in our capacity to make sure that Air Peace continue to run. God bless Nigeria. God bless Alex Onyema. God bless Air Peace.
Thank you very much, Pastor Logan. Now we move to the next topic now. We had the project of the federal government, Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, that is going to cost Nigerian about 15 trillion Naira. To my surprise, I read what former president under PDP, Alhaji Abubakar, criticized the project. First of all, said that the project was allocated to Tinubu's friend. But regardless, he sat down in Dubai, tried to be an opposition leader without coming to Nigeria and see what is going on in Nigeria. I think every one of us, we are looking for great development in Nigeria. We want Nigerian to change, and we want Nigeria to be sustainable in all areas that is going to, contributing to this present economy or hardship that facing Nigeria. Now, with article criticizing on this Lagos-Calabar coastal highway, so what do you think? What can you say concerning this matter that article is criticizing the federal government on this Lagos-Calabar coastal highway? Pastor Logan.
Thank you. Yeah, I will look at it on both sides. Now, on the first side of the critic, Nigeria is, we are well known as a country with multiple abandoned projects. Starting a project is good, but finishing it is the ultimate. There is no point starting anything you cannot finish. If this is going to be one of the later abandoned projects, then I will say every critic, anyone who is criticizing anything the government is doing, they all had a point of reference. There are so many good things we've done in the past that is not well executed and completed to the satisfaction of the people. So for that reason, if anyone is criticizing, he may have a point. However, if this project is going to be successful, no matter how much you spend on it, the money is meant to serve us. We are not born to serve money. Money is human invention, and the purpose of money is to be spent. Let's spend it to buy our comfort. Now, if this Lagos and Calabar project, rail project, is going to be successful, every one of us should be happy about it. Every one of us should celebrate it. Every one of us should work hard to make sure that the project, though it has started or it is about to start, we all contribute our own quota to making sure that it becomes a success story. So achieving it will be should be the aim of the government, and it should be the principal concern of everybody. So I pray we will start it and we will get there. I wish it will not be one of the abandoned projects like we had in the past.
Thank you very much. Let me draw your attention to one of the Pastor Matthew Ashimolowo, the senior pastor of KICC. He supported the Lagos-Calabar coastal highway that is going to benefit our people from trading. And the route is going to be, that the project is going to be, good for Nigeria, so that it will make Nigeria more sustainable with this kind of project. He too did not support Alhaji Atiku for criticizing the federal government for this kind of project. That with it is going to that is going to create, that he said 60% of businesses in Nigeria today, located, based in Lagos, which I agree with him. That the southwest and the southeast, everything will be linked together, so it will be easier for people, for businesses, for trading, and some other things that are going to benefit Nigeria. With this man Matthew Ashimolowo saying that okay, he supported the federal government. Now another organizations with independent media and policy initiative, IMPI, Niyi Abubakar, he also said that he supported the federal government on this 15 million trillion Lagos-Calabar coastal highway, that this project will make Nigeria sustainable in the near future. So I don't know why Atiku is hammering, continuously criticizing this project, because he knew right that this project will benefit Nigeria, that will make Nigeria sustainable. If Atiku now should not criticize Bola Ahmed Tinubu, before Buhari left government, he did a similar thing from Kano to Niger Republic, constructing railway line. But Atiku, he didn't criticize Buhari then. Why Atiku is criticizing Bola Ahmed Tinubu now? Why?
Okay. Yeah, part of the strength of democracy is check and balances, ability to see things from two sides. Now, my understanding, I want to try and understand exactly what Atiku Abubakar is criticizing in this project. Is it that the project should not be executed at all? Or is he criticizing the amount that this project is going to gulp? Or he is criticizing the project as one of the pick and drop projects that we used to have in Nigeria? So we should be sure exactly what he's criticizing. Now, if he's criticizing the project, that look, if you finish this project, it is going to it is going to give Nigeria a bad image. If there is rail between Lagos and Calabar, it is a bad thing. If that is what he is criticizing, then he has no basis for his criticism at all. Because having rail from Lagos to Calabar, not only to Calabar, having rail line linking every capital city of the whole Nigeria is a thing Nigeria ought to have achieved. It is not what we should be discussing at this stage. This is 21st century. I wonder if there is any developing or developed country that doesn't have railway connection or rail line connecting almost all their capital city. So if connecting Lagos to Calabar is what is annoying him, then of course he should be able to tell us a justifiable reason why we shouldn't have Lagos to Calabar, Lagos to Abuja, Lagos to Akure or any other part of the country. But if he's criticizing simply because we have the history of so many abandoned projects or projects that are not successful, if he is criticizing lack of commitment, that's a different thing entirely. Obviously, I support having railway line connecting almost every part of the country. But never will any reasonable Nigerian support starting something today and abandoning it tomorrow. So our problem is not whether we start. Our problem is, do we have enough resources on ground to finish the project? Is the project going to be a completed project or an abandoned project with excuses? That is what one should be sure of even before the project commences.
Thank you, Pastor Logan. Thank you. Our next uh, topic, so we go on our case study is a Naira mutilation. Now, we listen to what is going on in Nigeria today, of which I believe that the federal government or EFTC wanted to call, people that spending Naira anyhow, during the time of, inflation, during the time of hardship. I think the EFCC want to bring sanity, dignity, discipline to Nigerian, in anywhere we might be, because in our culture, we used to spray money like mad. Nobody wanted to care if someone is eating or not. So we are just, me, our selfish interests. With the way last week or some, a few days ago, Bobrisky was being charged on that offense, the way the Bobrisky that is spray money, and then we know the law that in Nigerian law that spraying money anyhow, written on the note, on the Naira, or stapling on it, and then tearing it is against the federal government, or is against the Naira, is abuse of Naira. Now, as of a few days ago, Pascal Okechukwu, that is aka Cubana, was being arrested on similar offense, spraying money anyhow, and then machine stamping on it and Naira mutilation. So has been appear in the court, and although he was being given bail of 10 million Naira with 2 sortie. So what is your view on this area of Naira mutilation and Naira spray?
Thank you. If we look at money currency mutilation, Naira spray, it has got nothing to do with our tradition. Nigeria or Yoruba tradition or Igbo tradition or Hausa tradition or any major tradition in Nigeria, we have all been in existence long before the introduction of banknote. When did Naira or banknote of any sort came into being? Long before this, we've been having our way of using money, or trade by barter, from trade by barter to the use of cowrie shell or whatever. So it wasn't part of us to be abusing money or mutilating currency. It wasn't part of any culture. So all these things were introduced into our system by the so-called well-to-do members of the society or the oppressor. So it comes in as part of what we call the oppressive system that has become a canker worm in our system. Now, except this thing is checked. I remember the days of, I always refer to it Not because everything then were perfect, but because there was an element of discipline. In the days of Buhari and Idiagbo, if you spray money or abuse currency anyhow, you'll be called to explain, one, how did you get your money? And why are you spending that way? And what lesson or what example are you showing to the society? So all these things, because there is discipline and there is punishment for any abuse. So everybody discipline themselves. Everybody behave themselves. Now, if people will come up and be abusing, mutilating, doing whatever, all sort of things with our currency, disrespecting the currency, then of course, like I always say, something has to be in place to check abuse, to check people's behavior. So when nothing of such is in place, people are tendency to overstep their boundary. So you don't just expect people to be morally okay. So you expect them to be forced to be okay. There's no place where they don't want to break the law. It is the system that should prevent the breaking of the law.
Okay, thank you. I think we don't understand what mutilation means, to mutilate or mutilated. I don't think we understand it. If you understood it very well, people will, we won't be in the party and spend money anyhow and march on it and do whatever we like with the money. Either it is Naira or pounds or dollars.
Any currency.
Any currency. Because idea now, they'll be saying that okay, it's Naira. But what of dollars? If they do that in Nigeria with dollars, they will still face the same offense. Because if we understood very well the meaning of mutilation, we won't be in the position of spending money. Because if you look at it now, a person who tampers with the Naira note or coins is guilty of offense punishable by law. Open bracket CBN at section 21, open bracket. It is against the law to reject the Naira. Open bracket section 20, subsection 5, close bracket. And I believe to the best of my knowledge that you don't understand it at all. That's the reason why a lot of Nigerians, being, in the party, spend money anyhow, even though it's happened during Buhari regime. When his son, during his son's wedding. So to the best of my knowledge, I think we Nigerians, we need to get it right. We haven't get it right. If you get it right, we won't go to party and be messing up with Naira. We won't, if you get it right, we won't go to the party and be messing around with dollars or pounds. I think this area that Nigeria need more lecturing. Nigeria needs to be more, to be giving more attention, to have the idea, okay, the meaning of mutilation is so. When we get it right in that area, I think by that time, we Nigerians will be understood or understand very well what mutilations, is being referred to. So we won't be able to go to party and be spraying money, carrying money, writing on it, stepping on it, do all sorts of nonsense on Naira. So by so doing now, do you think that idea is good for people to be lecturing that, okay, we guys, you don't understand what mutilation means. You need to get it right now. What do you think?
I wouldn't completely believe that they don't understand what
If they understood it, I think,
because now
people will not be,
if you look at it, who are the people that are actually mutilating currency in Nigeria?
Both politicians,
Yeah, we have
celebrities.
Yes, we have two categories of people in Nigeria. The idea of middle class, I want you to rule it out. We have the extremely well-to-do Nigerian and the poor Nigerian. The poor Nigerian, among them, we may have intellectuals. We may have highly educated people. But because they don't have money, they don't have voice. And they don't command respect. Then we have the extremely well-to-do Nigerian.
Mm.
The reason why they command respect in the society is because they have the money. Not necessarily because they are wise, not necessarily because they are intelligent or they are educated. It is just because they have the money. And people that have money in our society, Nigeria, they command respect. They do so many things and get away with it. They believe they are untouchable. They believe they are above the law, and they believe they can do anything and nothing will happen. So it is almost in every area in that country that people will exercise power. So it is part of exercising of power that lead people to mutilating Naira. Nigeria is a place where somebody will hold gun and will tell you, look, I will shoot you and nothing will come out of it. So
Of
at that
course.
particular time, he see himself as a custodian of power.
Mm.
So he can use it and nothing will come out. The same thing, people that has the money, they see themselves as custodian of anything, power. So they can spend the money. It is only in Nigeria people will believe that, look, I will beat you and lock you up. Even when they are wrong, they are on the wrong side. Somebody will hit your car, he will still tell you, I will beat you and lock you up. Somebody will be driving on the road, hit an Okada man, just because he is not as rich as you are. The Okada is on his right, just riding on his lane, going. You hit him and you are still abusing him just because you have a Range Rover and he's only riding a motorcycle. So the problem is the people handling the money. It is not as if they don't know what is right. They just believe that, yes, I have the power and I can misuse it.
Thank you very much. Before we go, let me ask the last question now. Given the fine of 50,000 naira or go to jail in say, like 6 months, does it enough? Is that a penalty? Is it leniency? Because someone like all those our politicians with big, wealth, money and co, our celebrities, 50,000 is nothing. Does flat 50,000 does it enough for that penalty or 6 months imprisonment? Is it leniency?
I personally believe that there are two things. Though I'm not an expert in law, I'm not a lawyer. But we have two types of cases when matters go to court. We have criminal case and we have civil case.
Mm.
Civil case, most of the time, carry the penalty of fine. Criminal case, most of the time, carries the penalty of imprisonment.
Mm.
So even in German, we call it either Verfassungsgericht or Verwaltungsgericht when someone go to court. So is it a civil case or a criminal case? So if it is a civil case, that's a different thing. You cannot imprison somebody for breaking the law. That is just a civil case law. But then giving an option of fine for a criminal offense is making the law to be too lenient on criminal, especially the ones that has money. So if somebody break the law and it is a criminal offense, let him serve the adequate punishment. That will only help him or her to understand the magnitude of what he or she has done. So is a Naira mutilation in Nigeria, is it a criminal case or a civil case? That is what I need to know. If I see a lawyer, I will ask him, if it is a criminal case, then let them go to jail and pay for it. If it is
6
a
months?
civil case,
Six months?
let them pay more fine. At least somebody who can abuse 3, 4, 5 million naira in one goal, giving him a fine of 50,000 or so is like is even a mockery of the system itself.
Okay.
So
Just
the
what do you think?
punishment
Like how
has to
much?
be, you say?
Like how much do you think that they can, find them?
Yeah, I mean, if we have a way of calculating the amount they mutilate. So if somebody mutilate 10 million naira, for example, then give him a fine of at least 3 times or 4 times the equivalent of what he did.
What he spent?
Of what he spent or what he abused. So if
Okay.
somebody abused 10 million naira, give him a fine of 40 to 50 million naira.
Okay.
That will checkmate until he pay. So even if it is going to consume some of his properties or collateral, then let that punishment be awarded. So
Okay.
people will learn.
Okay. On that issue, so I think next time we will revisit there with a qualified lawyer that's will give us more insight on this Naira mutilation. So Pastor Logo, thank you very much for coming. So we finish for this today episode. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.